Right now, you are being pulled toward the earth. You don't feel it, not consciously. But it is always there, constant, invisible, unforgiving, gravity. It holds oceans in place. It keeps the atmosphere from drifting into space. It anchors your body to the ground beneath your feet. Now imagine this, no warning, no countdown, no time to prepare. In a single instant, gravity doubles. The force that has quietly shaped every movement of your life suddenly becomes twice as strong. Your body weighs twice as much. The air presses harder. The ground pulls with relentless intensity. What happens next is not just discomfort. It is chaos. It is collapse. It is a complete rewriting of life on Earth. Let's define the moment. At exactly the same time, across the entire planet, Earth's gravitational pull increases by 100%. Not gradually. Not over years. Instantly. If you weigh 70 kilograms, your body now feels like 140. A car that weighed 1 ton now behaves like 2. A glass of water becomes heavier in your hand. Your chest rises and falls with effort, and this isn't just about weight. Gravity controls everything. Motion, pressure, structure, balance. Doubling it doesn't just make things heavier. It changes the rules of physics that every system on Earth depends on. The first second is confusion. People stumble. Knees buckle. Muscles strain under a force they were never designed to handle. Standing upright suddenly feels like lifting weights. Running, nearly impossible. Jumping, forget it. Athletes collapse mid-stride. Elderly individuals fall instantly. Bones, especially in vulnerable populations, begin to fracture under the sudden stress. Even healthy individuals feel the shock. Your heart pounds harder, trying to circulate blood that now feels twice as heavy. Breathing becomes labor. Not because there's less oxygen, but because your chest muscles must fight twice the resistance to expand your lungs. The human body evolved under a very specific gravitational constant. Every bone density, muscle fiber, and organ placement is calibrated for it. Double that force, and the body begins to fail. Your spine compresses. Intervertebral discs are squeezed beyond normal limits. Back pain becomes immediate and severe. Over time, herniation risk skyrockets. Your joints, knees, hips, ankles absorb forces they were never meant to endure continuously. Cartilage begins to wear rapidly. Ligaments strain. Tears become common. Now consider your cardiovascular system. Blood is heavier. Circulating it requires significantly more pressure. Your heart must work harder, much harder. For some, this leads to rapid fatigue. For others, heart failure. And then there's the brain. Standing up already causes slight blood pressure shifts. Under double gravity, those shifts intensify. Dizziness, blackouts, loss of consciousness. All within minutes. Humans are not alone in this struggle. Animals suffer instantly. Birds, the masters of the sky, are among the first to be affected. Flight becomes nearly impossible. Wings that evolved to lift a body against Earth's gravity can no longer generate enough force. Birds fall from the sky. Massively. Entire flocks grounded, some injured, some killed on impact. Insects surprisingly resilient, but even they face limits. Flight efficiency drops. Movement slows. Predator-prey dynamics shift overnight. Large land animals, elephants, giraffes, horses, experience extreme stress. Their massive bodies already operate near structural limits. Doubling gravity pushes them beyond it. Leg injuries become common. Some animals simply cannot stand for long. Collapse becomes widespread. Buildings were not designed for this. Engineers account for gravity, but within known limits. Suddenly, every structure is under double load. Bridges strain. Support cables stretch beyond tolerance. Some begin to snap. Skyscrapers sway differently, not from wind, but from their own weight. Foundations crack. Older buildings, especially those with weaker materials, start to fail. Walls split. Floors sag. In some cases, collapse. Roads degrade faster. The ground itself compresses under increased force. Rail systems distort. Pipelines fracture. Infrastructure begins to unravel. Water responds dramatically to gravity. Oceans flatten slightly, pulled tighter against the Earth's surface. Waves behave differently. Their energy patterns shift. Coastal dynamics change. Tides controlled by gravitational interactions become more extreme. The atmosphere also compresses. Air becomes denser near the surface. Pressure increases. Breathing at sea level becomes harder, not easier. The weight of the air above you is greater. Weather patterns begin to shift. Storm systems behave unpredictably. Cloud formation changes. Rainfall intensity increases in some regions. In others, it drops. The balance is disturbed. Planes cannot operate normally. Takeoff requires lift, and lift must overcome gravity. Double gravity means double the required lift. Most aircraft simply cannot achieve it. Flights are grounded worldwide. Those already in the air face immediate danger. Some struggle to stay aloft. Others descend rapidly. Helicopters suffer the same fate. Cars become less efficient. Engines strain to move heavier mass. Fuel consumption spikes. Acceleration drops. Braking distances increase. Space programs completely halted. Launching rockets becomes exponentially more difficult. The energy required to escape Earth's gravity doubles. Existing rockets are no longer sufficient. Human access to space effectively ends. Plants evolved under Earth's gravity too. Water transport inside plants relies partly on pressure differences. Increased gravity disrupts this balance. Tall plants struggle the most. Trees face structural stress. Some branches snap. Others fail to transport nutrients effectively. Crop yields begin to decline. Farming equipment struggles under increased weight. Harvesting slows. Distribution becomes harder. Food shortages begin, not instantly, but inevitably. Part 9, long-term survival in the days and weeks that follow. Humanity adapts, but at a cost. People move less. Energy expenditure is too high. Cities become quieter, slower, more grounded. Those with physical strength adapt better. Others depend on assistance. Medical systems are overwhelmed. Injuries increase. Chronic conditions worsen. Economies slow down. Global trade weakens. Entire industries collapse. Over time, natural selection begins to take hold again. Future generations, if humanity survives, may evolve differently. Stronger bones, denser muscles, more efficient hearts, but that adaptation would take thousands of years. We have experienced variations in gravity before, but only in limited ways. Astronauts in space deal with microgravity. Their bones weaken, muscles shrink. Now imagine the opposite. Instead of losing gravity, you are crushed by it. Even fighter pilots experience increased gravitational forces during sharp maneuvers. At high G-forces, they black out. And that's temporary. What we're describing here is permanent, unrelenting, inescapable. Gravity feels constant, reliable, unchanging. But this scenario reminds us of something deeper. Our entire existence depends on delicate balances. Change one constant and everything shifts. The way we move, the way we breathe, the way life itself functions. Earth is not just a place. It is a system of finely tuned forces, and gravity is one of its most powerful architects. So what would happen if gravity doubled instantly on Earth? Life wouldn't end immediately, but it would transform, painfully, dramatically, irreversibly. Civilization would slow, nature would struggle. Humanity would be forced to adapt, or face decline. All because of a force we never see, but always depend on. And this leads to a deeper question. If doubling gravity would nearly break our world, what would happen if it suddenly disappeared?